Most people go through life using money every single day, but very few truly understand how it works. It's not because they're lazy or incapable. The real reason is much simpler. Nobody ever sat down and explained the system to them in a clear way. From a young age, we learn many things in school: math, science, history, but almost no one teaches us how money works in the real world. Then suddenly we grow up, start earning, paying bills, dealing with debt, and making financial decisions that affect the rest of our lives, all without a basic guide. For many people, the moment they realize they don't understand money comes later in life. It might happen when bills begin to pile up, or when a credit card balance becomes difficult to pay off. Sometimes it happens when someone looks at their bank account and wonders why they are always running out of money even though they work hard. That moment can be frustrating because it feels like everyone else somehow understands the rules of money better than you do. Debt is often the first real teacher. At first, borrowing money can seem harmless. A credit card makes it easy to buy something today and worry about the payment later. Loans make big purchases like cars or education possible. But what many people don't realize at the beginning is how interest works. Interest quietly adds extra cost to the money you borrow, and over time, those small extra amounts can grow into something much larger. Many people only truly understand this after they've already spent years paying off debt. Another common problem is living paycheck to paycheck. This doesn't always mean someone earns very little money. Many people with decent jobs still feel stuck financially because their expenses grow along with their income. When people earn more, they often upgrade their lifestyle without thinking about it, moving into a nicer place, buying a newer car, or adding more monthly subscriptions. Before long, the extra income disappears into new expenses, and the financial pressure stays exactly the same. The reason this happens so often is because most people were never taught the difference between managing money and growing money. Managing money usually means budgeting, tracking what comes in and what goes out. Budgeting is helpful because it gives you control over your spending. But budgeting alone doesn't create wealth. Wealth grows when money is used to buy or build things that can produce more money over time. This leads to one of the most important ideas in understanding money: the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets are things that can make money for you or increase in value over time. Investments, businesses, and certain types of property can all be assets. Liabilities are things that take money away from you, often through monthly payments or ongoing expenses. Many people spend years buying things that look impressive, but actually drain their finances rather than strengthen them. Another reason people struggle to understand money is that it simply isn't discussed openly. In many families, money is treated like a private or uncomfortable subject. Parents might worry about bills or financial problems, but they don't always explain those situations to their children. As a result, kids grow up seeing the effects of money without learning how it actually works. When they become adults, they're expected to manage finances, even though they never had the chance to learn the basics. Financial knowledge is also often passed from one generation to the next. If parents understand investing, saving, and building wealth, they naturally teach those ideas to their children. But if earlier generations never had access to that knowledge, the cycle continues. Entire families can spend decades repeating the same financial habits simply because nobody had the opportunity to learn something different. The good news is that the core ideas behind money are actually not very complicated. One of the most powerful ideas is the role of time. When money is invested and allowed to grow for many years, it can increase far beyond the original amount. This happens because of compound growth. Compounding means that money earns returns, and then those returns begin earning returns as well. Over time, the growth starts to accelerate. That's why people who start investing early, even with small amounts, often end up far ahead later in life. Another important idea is ownership. Most people earn money by working and exchanging their time for a paycheck. There is nothing wrong with that, but it does have limits because time is limited. When people own assets, something different happens. Those assets can generate income without requiring constant work. Stocks represent ownership in companies, businesses generate profit, and rental properties can produce monthly income. When money is connected to ownership, it begins working alongside the person who earned it. Many people avoid investing because they are afraid of risk. Losing money feels scary, and that fear often stops people from trying at all. But avoiding growth completely also carries a risk. Inflation slowly reduces the value of money over time, which means cash that sits still can lose purchasing power. Learning how to invest responsibly helps balance these risks and allows money to grow rather than slowly shrink. The biggest change for most people begins with education. Once someone starts learning how money works, things that once felt confusing start to make sense. Financial decisions become clearer. Long-term planning becomes easier. Instead of feeling controlled by money, people start to feel like they understand how to manage it. Changing your relationship with money doesn't happen overnight. It usually begins with small steps: learning basic financial ideas, paying attention to spending habits, saving consistently, and gradually investing for the future. Over time, these simple actions can completely reshape someone's financial life. The important thing to remember is that understanding money is a skill, not a talent people are born with. Anyone can learn it. And once you start learning, the system that once seemed confusing begins to feel much more predictable and manageable.